What's up guys, Infernape here. I'm sorry I didn't post last week. I had a bit of a cold and I'm pretty sure you can still hear it a little in my voice. But I'm here this week and I hope you enjoy this new video that I'm posting. I thought I'd try something a little different this time. I thought I'd rank the worst starter trio to the best starter trio, since I've seen many other YouTubers do it, like Mr. Cumbrian, for example. I found it quite interesting to do, so I thought I'd try my hand at it. To find out which one is the best trio, I've taken in their design, what kind of effect they've had on me, how good they are in competitive, and just in general if I like them. So just keep in mind they're all my own opinion. So without further ado, let's get into the video. At number 7, which is the worst starter trio in my own opinion, is the newest generation, Generation 7. Now, the Alolan starters are quite cool, but I'm not sure why I don't like them. I don't really like two of the starter Pokemon, which is the Rowlet line and the Popplio line. I just hate the Popplio line in general. I would really like the Rowlet line, but Decidueye has really bad move pool, and it's just not that good in a game and playthrough or competitive either. So I had to stick with Litten and Incineroar, which I'm not saying it's bad. I think Incineroar's the best one out of the three, but you know, it's just not that great. Like, I've seen so many better other starters. Not only that, I can't tell what they're supposed to be based on. Like, all the starters are based on something, but I can't tell what they're supposed to be based on, and I don't think it's been confirmed yet either. So that's why I put it in last place, since it's shrouded in mystery. At number 6, we have Generation 5, which is the Unova region. If you haven't guessed by now, I don't like the Unova region at all. Like, I like the story and the introduction to fusions, but it's just not great. Like, the starters are just so pitiful. Like, I hate the Snivy line. Sorry to all the people that love the Snivy line. And I don't really like the Oshawott line. I mean, it's okay, but I've seen better. And my personal favourite's got to be the Tepig line, which is probably the least popular one out of all of the three. I will admit that what the starters are based on are quite cool. Like, I've got them on my phone right here. Let's see. Superior is similar to a medieval East Asian and noble, whatever that is. Emboar is something based on a medieval East Asian warlord, and Samurott is a samurai. But I still think there are so many other better starters out there, it doesn't really matter. Plus, they're bad and competitive, so I'm not fond of them at all. At number 5, we have Generation 6, which is the Kalos trio. Now, I do really love the Kalos region. It's where they like introduced Mega Evolutions, which I absolutely love, and I'm glad they introduced Mega Evolutions, but I'm still not fussed over the starters because, again, I only truly like one of the starters. In my younger years, I only chose the fire starter, so in this case, I chose Fennekin for the first time I ever played Pokemon X. But when I saw it evolving into Delphox, I wasn't overly fussed, and I'm sure many of you know why. It's because Delphox is an absolute piece of... And I'm not going to lie, the Chespin line isn't that much better either. Like, evolves into Quilladin and just gets, well, fat. It looks so stupid, and it's so derpy as well, and it doesn't help that much better when it evolves into a Chestnut, which is by far a really stupid design, and it looks like it's wearing a backpack for a shield. I definitely prefer its shiny over its regular form, but I don't get why they gave Chestnut a beard. Which leaves my favourite starter, Greninja. I'm sure many of you were expecting this, but I thought I might as well talk about it. Greninja is such a badass Pokemon. It's so cool that Ash had one when it went into Ash Greninja, which by the way is my favourite form of Greninja. And I do really love it shiny as well. Like, I do like the shinies of all the Carlo starters, but I definitely think Greninja has the best shiny. I also find it quite cool that all other starters are actually based on the RPG classes. So Chestnut was the warrior, Delphox was the wizard or mage, and Greninja was the rogue or thief. But I definitely think that Greninja is probably the best one out of the three, and the other two are absolute trash. At number 4, we have the Gen 3 starters, which is from the Hoenn region. Alright, from here on out, there is at least 2 starter Pokemon that I like. Like, I definitely think when it comes to starter Pokemon, like, you're always pleased but never satisfied. And that's the same case with all the starter Pokemon, really. But from here on out, there are at least 2 starter Pokemon that I like. And I'm pretty sure you'll see a pattern. Let's start on my least favourite, which is the Mudkip line. I really like Mudkip as it is. Like, it's really cute, nice to look at, and it even has its own meme. If you don't know what its meme is, you go check it out after this video. But when it evolves into Marshtomp, it's hideous to look at. Like, I don't know anybody that think Marshtomp is cute. But when it goes into Swampert, it becomes an abomination. But I will admit, it's probably the strongest fully evolved starter out of any starter that there is. But I still hate it. Second best is Sceptile, aka the Trico line. Like, I definitely think that the Trico line is a very good line, even though it's not the best in Ruby, Sapphire, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. But it's the best starter to use when you're having a playthrough of Emerald. Mainly because the champion is switched and the champion only uses water-type Pokemon. I also really like Sceptile's Mega Evolution. I'm not sure why it becomes a Dragon type, but I still think it's really cool. But the best and the strongest is easily the Torchic line. Now, I know that literally so many people hate Combuskin because of what it looks like. If you don't know what Combuskin looks like, look it up and you'll probably know what I mean. I still think Torchic is the cutest out of all 3 of the starters, and I also think that Blaziken is the most badass out of all of them. Not only that, it is banned in competitive without even using its Mega Evolution, all because of its hidden ability Speed Boost. It's just so cool that as it's banned from competitive, even without a Mega. I just think it's so cool, and I just love Blaziken. The Gen 3 starters are actually based on traditional/unique evolutions. Like, I've got it here on my phone, let's have a look. Trico starts out as a lizard, but soon turns into a raptor-like creature. True. Torchic starts as a chicken, but soon turns into a humanoid bird. Very true. Mudkip starts as a proto-amphibian and ends up as a proto-lizard. Very true. But I definitely think that the humanoid bird wins out of all 3. At number 3, we have the Gen 2 starters, which are from Johto. The first ever Pokemon game that I ever picked was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and the opportunity I got to choose was the Gen 2 starter Pokemon. And I definitely think that they're some of the best starters, but one in particular is absolute crap. If you haven't guessed already, I'm talking about the abomination, the Chikorita line. Oh my god, is it awful. I do not understand how Mystic loves Chikorita. It's so stupid. I will admit it's kind of cute, but when it goes into Bayleaf, it gets stupid. But when it goes into Meganium, it's like, WTF, what are you trying to accomplish here? Now, I will admit that the Totodile line is really cool, and I think it's probably the best in competitive, mainly because of its hidden ability, Sheer Force. But I think that for Alligator could use a bit of sprucing up, like compared to my favourite out of all of them, the Cyndaquil line. To those that didn't know, Cyndaquil was actually the first Pokemon I ever picked and was what started my love for Fire-type Pokemon, which helped me love Infernape. And I love Typhlosion. It has such a badass design, and it is also really powerful in the Pokemon Chronicles series. I love Typhlosion, even though it's really bad and competitive, but I still love it. According to what I have on my phone, it says that the Gen 2 starters are actually based on ancient creatures. The Chikorita line is based off the Sauropods, not sure what that is, or if I'm pronouncing it right, but whatever. Cyndaquil resembles early mammals, shock horror, and Totodile is based off of crocodilians, or in other words, crocodiles, also shock horror. I still think that the Gen 2 starters are really cool, but there are still two more to go, and I'm pretty sure all of you know what they're going to be, in which order. At number 2, we have the original starters from the Kanto region, Generation 1. Call me a Gen 1er if you must, I don't care. The Gen 1 starters are the ones that started it all, and I really like them. I especially like 2 of them over one of them. I definitely love the Bulbasaur line and the Charmander line. I'm not too fond of the Squirtle line. I definitely think the Squirtle line is really cool, but I just seen better water-type Pokemon. My second favourite was actually Venusaur, or the Bulbasaur line at least. When I was younger, my absolute favourite Pokemon was actually Bulbasaur, then it changed into Gliscor, and then into Infernape. Don't ask why, I was a bit picky. I definitely love the Venusaur line, but I definitely think it's overshadowed by a Blastoise and Charizard. But Charizard is my actually favourite one out of the 3, mainly because of its Mega Evolutions, most noticeably Mega Charizard X. I am obsessed with Mega Charizard X. All the Mega Evolutions from the Kanto region are really good, but I love Charizard's Mega Evolutions. Either one of them can literally destroy the entire competition, but I think Mega Charizard X does it better and quicker. All you need is either the Adamant or the Jolly Nature, and give it Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Roost, and it will kill. I have actually used this Charizard in the Battle Tree, and I've actually made it quite far. The original starters are based off genetics, according to this. Bulbasaur is based off toads, Charmander is based off mythical salamanders, and Squirtle is a literal turtle. But I have heard that people are debating that, if it's also based off a squirrel. If you think so, let me know down in the comments below. And finally, at number 1, we have the Gen 4 starters from the Sinnoh region. Come on, was there any doubt that the Gen 4 starters were going to be at number 1? I didn't think so. I love the Gen 4 starters. However, there is a particular Pokemon that I'm not too fond of in the trio. I will admit that Piplup is really cute as it is. But when it evolves into Prinplup, it turns into the hands down ugliest middle stage evolution you have ever seen, ever. What are the 4 white dots on its stomach for? What, have you just eaten s'mores and forgot to clean up afterwards? And it's beak and head? It's like its head fins is attached to its beak. What the actual hell? Definitely doesn't help that when it evolves into Empoleon, it is by far one of the stupidest evolutions I've seen in my life. It looks like it's wearing a tuxedo, and it also looks like someone super glued a trident to its face and hoped for the best. What the actual hell? Ugh, it's just so annoying that so many people like Empoleon. It just gets on my nerves. Now let's move on to the second and best of the 3, which is the Turtwig line. I really like Turtwig line. It's just so cool. I really like Turtwig, Grossel, and Torterra. They're all really cool. I love it. Like, a Turtwig is actually the first Sinnoh starter I ever picked, mainly because of Paul's Torterra, which was OP as hell, and I really enjoyed using it. But still, it's overshadowed by my favourite Pokemon of all time and the best one of the three, Infernape, and the Chimchar line. I'm not going to go over why I love Infernape so much because I have done so many times. If you want to find out why, click on my favourite Pokemon from Gen 4 or my top 10 favourite Pokemon video. That will explain why. I just think Infernape is probably the best Pokemon to use in a Gen 4 playthrough. And it's actually been proven and by Mr. Umbreon too. So that makes it even more awesome. Haha. The Gen 4 starters, in my opinion, have the best origin or what they're based on. They're actually based on civilization and myths. Torterra is based on the Tri-Eyeball Society and the Great Turtle, which is a theory of the turtle holding up the earth. Infernape is based off an Asian or Chinese society and the Monkey King, which is from the famous story Journey to the West. And Empoleon is based on a European society and the God of the Sea. It's just, I think, and that's they're all really cool, all like origins or slash what they're based on. But I definitely think that Torterra and Infernape overshadow Empoleon, not just by what they're based on, and mainly because Torterra could take it down with an Earthquake and still live its Drill Peck, and Infernape could outspeed Empoleon and take it out with a close combat. And I just still think that Gen 4 is probably the best one out of all of the starter trios, and that's why it's a number one. And there you have it, guys. Be sure to like and share the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to being Inferno today. Okay, that's all from me. So until the next video, this is Infernape, signing off. Bye!